All right. Good evening, everybody. Today is February the 1st, 2024. This is Tad and Donnie with YouHaveTheRight.com, and we are here tonight to unveil a new method of doing things in regards to taking control of your credit report. This is really powerful stuff. For those of you that are trying to obtain credit, you know how difficult it can be when you have negative items on your report. True or not, doesn't really matter. As it turns out, the law says that these lenders are not allowed to report these things or to furnish this information to your credit report without your written consent, your prior written consent, and you must be given an opportunity to opt out. But it gets deeper than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Donnie. I'm going to have Donnie kind of explain everything to you because he does such a good job of doing that. So, just before I do, this is our new process that we are unveiling at the website, YouHaveTheRight.com. It's a course, a how-to course, part of our monthly membership. Right now, that monthly membership is $37 a month. And we believe that following this program, you will have a very good chance of getting negative items removed from your credit report and possibly collecting a check from the lender at the same time. So I'm going to have Donnie go ahead and launch into that. So, Donnie, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Ed. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. This is time out of your day. We believe we have something powerful. A little background about me and how I got into credit. I'm going to try to keep this around an hour. It's probably 4 hours worth of information, but we'll keep it an hour. We'll keep it condensed. And
well, we can keep it as brief as you need to. That'd be fine.
That's what we're going to do. But
okay.
Like everybody, I think everyone should have a paper and pencil so you can make some notes. I'm going to give out some stuff. And if you join the program, we want you to participate and do some things I'm going to tell you about. Before I get started, I got to do the standard disclaimer. I am not an attorney. I'm not trying to be an attorney. I am not have any legal advice. I will share with you my journey. I will share you what I've learned. I'm very thankful I've learned it and can bring it to an audience. Dad is grateful enough to put it out there to help people. The information you learn today, you use it, it will be for your life, your children, your grandchildren, your family, your friends. In my mind, it's invaluable. I want everyone to have this information. I want everyone to use it. I don't have to get $1 out of it. So I'm doing it for a lot of reasons, but Tad wants to help people, and he's got some big dreams for himself, helping people. There's 350 million people in this country. Over 200 million are alleged to have bad credit. How much can me and Tad reasonably do? We need help. There's a segment, 40 million mistakes. It's a 60-minute segment. It's an old story, it might be 5 or 10 years old. I recommend everyone Google it and listen to it. It's about 18 minutes up. It tells what you're up against with the agencies, and it talks about some people who've actually sued the agencies and won, and it talks about other things like verification and stuff like that. I've been doing this 6 years, and when I first started, I didn't realize the legal part of the game. I call it the credit game. I'm amazed. I didn't realize, and then when I started doing it, I'm like, oh, what the heck? All these legal stuff, legal words. So you're going to run into legal words. And I know if you had never dealt with the courts, some of them might be new and crazy. Hang in there. We're here. We want to get you through it and get bad credit off your report. There's a lot of things you can say. But one of the things is that we've been lied to as people. We've been lied to or deceived as a people. And some of that stuff, a little, we can clear up tonight in regards to credit. We are recommending that what we are doing, it's simple. It's been around for years. The FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, has been on the books for 52 years. And for 52 years, it's been on the laws. And for 52 years, your lender and the agencies or anyone else reporting negative stuff to your report has broken these laws. There's a bunch of stuff as lies. It's kind of hard to tell where to start. The number one lie that they tell us, well, I'm not going to say it. It's a deception tool to me. The number one deception tool to me, if you have something in your credit report that they are by law committed to report accurately. I presume you're on the call because of credit. I presume you've tried to fix your credit, and for the most of us, it's not a very good success rate. It's very frustrating. So they've been lying to us, and if you pick up the phone, and we want everybody, if you join the program, get the information from Tad, play a little game with these people. Pick up the phone and ask them to remove the credit report. Stop reporting this. Just pick whoever you want. And the number one lie they're going to tell you is we have to. The law says we have to do it. Okay, that's a complete lie. The law, all reporting by your lender, all reporting by the agencies are voluntary. They're not obligated to report the information. So that's what you tell them. You stop them. They will tell you we have to report accurately. The law does say that. The law says if you voluntarily report, then you must report accurately. It doesn't hold them to report your information. That's one of the big misconceptions. The other is that the credit agencies are basically, I'm telling you, showing you, they're frauds. The credit agencies have no authority in law, none. They have the same authority in your life as McDonald's, Jack in the Box, KFC. And if Jack in the Box is telling you what to do in your life and with your credit and with your information, well, there you go. They have assumed the role in our lives. Congress has gone along with it. We now know how to deal with these people, how to talk to these people. If you write them, if you communicate with them, they are nobodies. But unfortunately, we're forced to deal with them in our credit, trying to get things accomplished. So when you think now, how many times you called them or written, they say you got to do this and that. No, the end is that's not the game. Even though Congress allows these people to operate without authority, and the FCRA is the Bible. Everything I'm going to tell you today is in the FCRA. You're going to get the codes that are pertinent. I'm not just going to throw some junk at you. Okay.
And what is the FCRA?
Fair Credit Reporting Act.
Excellent.
Okay. What we are doing, years ago, about 3 years ago, I decided, hey, I need an attorney. These are legal issues we're dealing with. And me and Tad have a heck of a problem trying to get an attorney to come on board. For whatever reason, I don't know. And so then I finally decided a few months ago, why are we waiting on attorneys? No, why don't we sue them on our own? So I came up with sue them in small claims court. I want to tell you, everybody out here, I hope everybody has good intentions, but there's always people who are clowns or whatever. They don't care. This information, the process we're doing has been copyrighted. It's already been copyrighted. We have the papers. So please, we're giving it to you to use for yourself, your family, your friends, but don't try to go on YouTube and create a new product for yourself. We don't need the stress. Small claims, to me, if you've written the bureaus of these jerks, you know it can take time. You can write them for a year, 2 years, and still have stuff left on your report. They're just not going to take off. I don't care what they're going to do. So that's why I like small claims. Small claims is basically quick, efficient. In theory, they're not supposed to bring an attorney. And then with the right laws, what we're going to learn tonight, you can win. We've done about 30 cases so far. We have not lost one. When people say lawsuit and they think attorneys and years and motions and all the legal and small claims, it's not that. Hopefully it's quick, swift, 30, 40 days. I'm in California right now. We're averaging getting a court date about 45 days. Every state is different. If you do this, you're going to have to do a little homework. Kat and I have associates in a lot of places, a lot of states around the country. We're thankful. New York, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, Texas, a few others. We don't know the laws that pertain to your state directly. So that's going to be something you can do on your own. Okay? And unless you want to get in touch with Kat and pay him to do the heavy lifting. If you need coaching, if you need counseling, we'll get you through it. But for the most part, you're going to be very simple. In California, if you live in California, you have the most protection under consumer protection laws. You should write that down, consumer protection laws. They would tell you a misconception, deceit to me. You can dispute it. If you have a negative report, negative trade line in your report, they tell you you can dispute it, which is true if you want to waste your time disputing it. I say you can sue them. When you dispute it, you're on their time. They get back to you. If they get back to you, and what do they tell you? Verified, it's accurate, it's all the garbage. All garbage. Okay. Sue them. You have to sue for the right reason. When people are fighting or writing or disputing, they are most of the time disputing because of an inaccuracy or the dollar amount is off. It's not. The consumer protection laws, I'm going to show you tonight, we, the people come to me, we don't dispute anything. I do not care what they're reporting. The issue is, write this down, you have the right to privacy. You have the right to privacy. That's taken, Congress took that and did nothing but went along with your Fourth Amendment Constitution. Fourth Amendment, you have the right to privacy in your papers, possessions, and things. Look it up. Fourth Amendment Constitution. All Congress did is and some states now, is give you the same protection from Constitution. Nothing special, but I have not found one court case, good or bad, where anyone has sued these people for your right to privacy. It's usually inaccuracy or something else. Okay, whatever. You have the right to privacy. The same right, if I go to the doctor, I break my back, I hurt my leg, I got the flu, cancer, the doctor can't put that out there, put it on the internet. But if you go to a lawyer and you have a privilege with that lawyer, you can't put your information, your private information. But if you go to church, you go to confession or something, you have the same rights with your personal consumer transactions. Okay, write this down. They're not credit bureaus, they're credit agencies. Why is that important? Because that's what the FCRA says they are. Everything you're going to know from me is I'm just reading and giving it to you. Number 2, you have to tell them who you are. We have the right to define who we are. So when you're dealing with the bureaus or a lender, you are not a creditor, you're not a debtor, you're not a customer. You are a consumer/individual, because that's who FCRA says you are. Now think about it. How many times have you gone to a store or called somebody and they want to put you in your customer service department instead of your consumer? As a customer, you have no rights. As a consumer, you have rights. So when you do this, you're going to always identify yourself as a consumer/individual. When you write these or sue these people, this is how the FCR says to protect yourself. In theory, you write the agencies. If you're going to do a dispute or if you're going to challenge them, we have the letters. They'll be available, or you can create your own with the information that you're going to have. That's the theory. It's supposed to go, you write the agency, then the agency contacts the lender, then the lender writes you back. That's the process that the Congress said you do to trigger your consumer rights. Once you have triggered your consumer rights, now that Congress says if you are violated, and you are, if you have anything negative in your credit report, you are being violated as much as they can violate you, then Congress says you have the right to sue. There's a couple of things with lawsuits. First of all, we don't know all the information. So, like I said, we'll get involved. We'll help you to the degree we can. We'll get you in there. When we say lawsuit, we've done about 30. None of my associates have gone to court. None of them. I don't want anyone on this call, your sister, your cousin, ever having to go down, park the car, take time off to work, go through the metal detector, listen to everybody else's garbage. And no, you don't want to go to court. 90% of all court cases are settled out of court. So when I say court, it is court, but what we're trying to do is get a settlement from the other party. The settlement, hopefully, if you have bad credit, the number one thing we demand, delete the negative item. I presume that's what you're going to do, delete the item. That's the number one thing you demand. Then you've been hurt, harmed, and damaged, so you're going to ask for a monetary settlement. Understand, if you're dealing with these people, they're basically, in my opinion, raping you already. So do you think they want to write you a check? No. It's going to be some stress. It's going to be some bluffing. I've never played poker, but I know this. There's some bluffing. They might come. We sued one lender. They were really pretty decent about it. Got the thing done in about 4 emails. The negative came off. The associate got a $2,200 check. And then there's others who are just going to be jerks, or they're going to test you. They could even settle under courthouse steps. They could even settle with you in the hallway. Out here in California, the judge would tell you, step outside and try to settle it. But I'm writing the information that's so powerful, I don't believe anybody will ever have to go down there. But if you haven't settled and it looks like you might have to go there, obviously, we're moving here. Legal process. So you've been lied to about what to do. To me, that's the wrong thing to do, is dispute. But to me, go to small claims court. No one wants to go to court. The other side doesn't want to go to court. I don't want to go to court. I don't want you guys going to court. So that's what we do. Ted, are we doing slides tonight? Are you going to show? Or just
no, this is just a call.
Okay, all right. The CFPB is it's supposed to did I say consumers? That's how you identify yourself. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They're supposed to be to have our back, protect us. And to me, I'm not a big fan of theirs. They don't really do anything but paper push. They do compile basically how many reports, how many complaints against the airlines, the hotels, and the credit agencies. After that, I'm really not a fan, but you need to make these complaints. They're very simple. You can do them online. You can, or there's a hard copy that I have that has. I'm going to give you some codes. Let me see. I'll give you. Write these down. These are just a few of the ways they're violating. In my opinion, the number one way they're violating you, by law, before they put anything in your report, they're supposed to give you a 30-day notice. The FCR say 30-day notice before or 30-day notice after. They never have in 52 years. If someone has gotten a notice that they're going to put something negative in your report, I want to talk to you. But I have not seen one time they have done that. We have the documentation, and we know how to answer that one. They can't get around that. The things I'm telling you, they cannot poo-poo. They can lie to you if you accept it. Number two, and I'm skipping around a bit here. If they're lying to us already, do you think that person on the other side won't lie to you? So if you're suing them, they open up a dialogue with you, usually through email because they want to document everything, which is great because we get documented at the same time. Okay. I had one attorney tell me, that doesn't apply to us. If they tell you what you're reading, you're not taking it from me. If you tell you what's right there in documentation, it doesn't apply, then tell them, send you a copy of the case law. Don't take their word for it is what I'm trying to say. They are liars. They will lie to you and tell you have to report. They will lie to you, tell you dispute it. Okay. The second thing, you write this down, Tad, we've gone over it. They can only report to an affiliated corporation. What is a affiliated corporation? An affiliated corporation is a company that one or the other has a direct interest in or a financial interest. So if Bank of America is reporting to Experian and they don't have a financial interest, and they don't, they're violating the law. And if you want to know, if we go back to Bank of America when Countrywide was around, Bank of America owned Countrywide. So it's kind of like things you talk about in your family, you won't talk outside of the family. Bank of America has your information. You made a contract with them, then they can share that with Countrywide. 99% of the time, I have not one time seen that honored. They are, we're going to get a little legalese here. Everything they are reporting, they're violating the law. Write this down, factual. And when I give you this stuff, you get time, look up these terms, these words in a dictionary, a law dictionary. A Black's Law Dictionary, Bouvier, anybody, so you know what you're talking about. They are supposed to be reporting factual information. Write that down. It's not factual. It's hearsay. That means it has not been tested or verified by another party. So they're lying when they report it as factual. How do we know they're reporting it as factual, that I have a bankruptcy, I have a charge-off, I have 6 late? How do you and I know that? Because there's other lenders making hardcore decisions on whether or not to grant you or not credit based on what? They are lying, deceiving you when they report as factual. It gets better and better. We have a lot of information on it. That is going to be tied in the future. I'm trying to keep this as close to the vest instead of talking about other things that are pertinent. Do not assume. Do not assume anything. If you're dealing with LexisNexis, in this country there are over 300 credit reporting agencies. Over 300. That's why some people get turned down for credit even though they have 700 scores. And in these 300 agencies that have no authority with your information, if you watch the 40 million mistakes, a couple things really stood out. 3 things. The first one I already knew. They're not verifying anything. They use a system called eOscar. It's ping, 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 ping. It's a computer system, and then they say verified. So number one, they're not verifying anything. But there was a lady in there who sued the agencies. And I remember when it took place. She did everything she she saved about 2-3 years of documents. She could get nothing done. And then at some point she said, the heck with it, and got her attorney and sued him. She said she went into it. I think she's trying to get a home loan. And she said the loan officer was trying to find out why they wouldn't approve her for the home loan. He walked out and she looked at the report he was reading. It's in the clip. Everybody should see this. She now knew why she couldn't get credit, because they run 2 credit scores. Okay. You should know that. That's very important. They are lying, cheating, and deceiving us as we go along. You want to write down what is hearsay, Hearsay. Because what they are reporting, they're supposed to be reporting as factual. What they are reporting, they're supposed to be reporting as accurate. I want everyone to understand anything in your credit report, I don't care what it is, any negative is not accurate. I got that from the FCRA. So if you write them and you get a letter back in the mail saying accurate, they just lied to you again. And we can show it to them if we have to go to court.
Now, I'd like to interject.
Yes.
The 40 Million Mistakes video is on the front page of the website. You have the right.com.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you told me that. Everyone should take advantage of that, so you know if you don't know, but you know. And I would even encourage you to write 60 minutes. If you enjoy it, ask them to run another story. Okay? Oh, the other part about that clip, the lady found out, she looked at what the guy was looking at. They had her mixed up all kind of stuff. There was an attorney general in one state. I think it was Minnesota. The attorney general told 60 Minutes, every day we field 500 to 600 calls a day. And these people who are calling trying to get something done with these fraudulent agencies, this guy had no remedy for them. He's the attorney general. Today you get remedy if you get the codes, get the information, do what we tell you. Once you learn the first one, like riding a bicycle, you're good to go. Do not assume anything when you're dealing with these people. If you're involved with check systems, the number one question, write this down, everyone should be asking, who are you? Who are you, check systems? Who are you, LexisNexis? Who are you, SageScreen, these other secondary companies? Who are you, Equifax? If you don't have a contract with these people, you don't want to do business with them. I want everyone to pick up the phone and call LexisNexis and freeze your information. They're playing a little game with people. We play games back with them. LexisNexis is a secondary bureau that we all, if you've done this and tried this before, we're going to play a little game with them. We're going to call them and freeze the information. My name is Donnie Mays, and I want to freeze my information. And tell them you want them to send you a copy, just like the agencies do, of what's in your file. Here's the good part. Once you freeze your information, get that report. You'll be shocked by a lot of you might what they have on you. Now you're going to do a FTC, write this down, Federal Trade Commission identity theft report. If you didn't give them your information, if you didn't authorize your information, and you have 6 or 7 pages of information on you, that's identity theft. We're going to nail these people and put them back into place. With identity theft, and we've done it before, they all say it's not, well, what is it? Don't assume anything. Don't assume they're doing anything right. And please don't assume they're going to tell you the truth. If I can't go to the bank, I can't open the account because I'm in check systems. Who is check systems? How did you get my identity? How did you get my information? Okay, you get a letter from Texas saying, Mr. Mays, we can't do an FTC identity theft report. I do not know these people. They have my information. They're trading on it illegally. That's what they're doing, selling your information, and they're not giving you any input into your information, making money on it. Do you get anything out of it? These people are the demons and dogs, to put it mildly, what they're doing every day to American citizens. So do not assume. Don't assume Check System got my money, my information from Bank of America. Even if they did you give them permission to do that? Even if they did. Let's go back to the 30-day notice. With the 30-day notice, they're supposed to give you before and after. And some states California has their law that says the same thing. They have to give you a 30-day notice before or after. Do not let them lie to you when you do the small claims court case, because they will tell you, oh no, Mr. Mays, look here, when you signed this document, Bank of America, for your Visa card back in 2018, you signed right there, that we can report your information, or we're going to report your information. This is huge, because that's one of the biggest lies they tell you. Okay, well, let's think about that. If I signed a document in 2018 and I stopped paying Bank of America in 2023 for whatever reason, is that a 30-day notice? Sounds like a 6-year notice. That's not what Congress said. Congress said you must get a 30-day notice. We have the codes. Chad has all the documentation. Okay, so do not let them lie to you, trick you, or deceive you. Do you have a question on the code? Get somebody on the phone. Right now, what we're doing, we don't know all the laws in every state. We're in several states. We got California wired. We got Texas pretty good. Tennessee, I did a lot of research. We have a few cases going before the courts there, and hopefully Florida and Alabama next week. So you're going to do it. Go ahead.
Do you have to know your states in order to be successful to do this?
No, but you want to. I want everyone to do this and make it so strong that they don't bluff you, that they don't try to get you to court. Tell you. What if they come down and say, we're going to fight it? And we had a guy in Texas, Navy Federal told me, we're going to go to court and sue you and fight this, and we're going to win. They ended up settling for $4,500. Well, I'm not saying that. They ended up settling it out. Okay? Bluffing is bluffing. I don't have a problem with it. But if you know your state laws, or if you want us to help you learn your state laws, we'll do that. That's coming in time. Right now, we're not suing the agencies. We're not suing Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. I don't recommend it because I still tinkle around with it. I'm 99%, but I'm not 100. So pick your battles just like anything else in life. Pick your battles. Go after the lenders first, and you can sue them for anything under negative, you can sue them for. If you have a bankruptcy in your report, please do not try to do it at this time. That's a bigger issue for a lot more money. We have some attorneys in place, or hopefully coming on board. That's a different ballgame. So just be a little patient on those. You can do it if you want, but I recommend you just wait and let us get involved. That's a lot more money. If you have a bankruptcy, this is how you set them up. The first thing you do is write the court wherever that was filed. And this is what I would ask the court. In regards, I wouldn't say to my bankruptcy. I would just say in regards to this bankruptcy, number A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, Do you or did you report this to the credit agencies? That's it. You want to know? We already know they don't. But we want, it's not what you know, if we're going to be in court, what you can prove. So we want that letter coming back from the court saying no. And usually they'll say, no, we don't, but they can do that. Nah, it's public. Did you report? That's all we want to know. Next, you want to write the agencies and ask them to verify the bankruptcy. Verify, verify, verify. Verify, verify, verify. Please write that down. Please know that in your head. Verify, verify, verify. Why do we ask them to verify it? They can never legally, lawfully verify. So when you get that letter back saying, we verified it, they just lied again. They just lied again. How many times are they going to lie to us? Well, they'll be lying for the next 500 years if we don't stop them. Something I just want to cover. Oh, in your state, there's two things you want to add and look for in your state as far as this. You're going to add exhibits to your lawsuit. You're going to look for, every state has a business and profession code where they are violating it every day. Every step has a state. You're going to look for the business and profession code in your state. That's one of your exhibits to the court that they are violating. You're going to look for their false and misleading. Every state has a law against false and misleading representation. What is false and misleading? First of all, they're reporting something factual that's not factual. They're reporting something verified that can never be verified. And they have violated the rest of the things in the codes that we get. And it's going to be more. You'll be surprised. It's going to, hopefully, we might do the slides next time. But always, when you do your complaints, that's two you want to do an exhibit of. And you want to add them to your complaints. When you decide, I want to sue this lender, whoever, this barbecue joint, I don't care who it is. When you decide you want to do a CFPB complaint, we talked about it a little earlier. They're simple, takes 15 minutes. You can do it by hand, do it on a computer. And what's your complaint? They are violating your right to privacy. That's your complaint. You have the right to privacy in your personal transactions. Now, when we identify ourselves as consumer individuals. I want to show you there are two reports that they are using. There is a credit report and there is a consumer report. So you always talk about it as I know we've been doing it for years. It's hard. Sometimes I still talk about them as bureaus. You are a consumer. They are violating by reporting consumer transactions as credit transactions. Another way, as a consumer, you have rights. As a consumer, you have strength. Without consumers, the economy falls apart. Know your power. Understand it's you. These laws are consistent when you get them. When you get them in writing, the consistency is everything needs to be done with your written instructions or authorization. The 30-day notice it's supposed to give you is at that time you write them and tell them what you want them to do about the information they say they're going to report. So Bank of America sends me a letter saying, we're going to put this in your report in 30 days. Okay, well, then you want to write them back and say, no, I don't want it in my report. Or even opt out. See if you can find somebody on the internet telling you that. Even consumer protection lawyers, some of them are just unbelievable. If you have 10 negatives, this is how it's going to work. If you have 8 negatives in your report, that's 8 potential lawsuits. If you have 10 negative lines, that's 10 potential lawsuits. But no, you don't. That's 10 negative lines plus Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, and good old LexisNexis. So that's one reason you were setting these people up. You want to call and freeze Lexis because you want them to send you what they're using. And guess what? If you're suing Bank of America and they're getting information from LexisNexis, you now have at least 4 lawsuits. 4 and 8 is 12, 4 and 10, 14. You can do 1, 2 a month, whatever you're comfortable. I suggest you do 1. You make sure everything's perfect. You have any questions, you have any glitches, get in touch with me, Tad. Let's get through this. You need to know what's the maximum amount you can ask for in your state. It really varies. In Texas, it's like $20,000. California, they just raised it this year to $12,000. In Colorado, it's $7,000. I don't know everybody the maximum, but you need to know what's the maximum, and you need to know how long before you can get a court date to get into court. Getting a court date puts them on the clock, the same way they put us on the clock. If they're trying to sue us, you got to respond. Well, they got to respond. We put them on the clock. Now, here comes the other part I'm going to tell you. If you've been turned down for credit, and probably most of us have at some point, that turn down letter is your paycheck. You can write that down. The turn down letter is proof of harm or damage. In California, and again, I don't know all the state's laws. If you're in Kansas or something, I don't know. In California here, in order for us to sue, we have to get a monetary award. If you're looking to get a monetary award, and I hope you are, in order for us to get that judge to write us a check, you have to do some things to show the court. Number one, you have to write the lender or the agency what you've been doing, disputing. We have dispute letters. They're not dispute letters because we tell them the law and then tell them to take it off, and they tell us to, go jump. Now we go to court. So if you've disputed them already, great. If you haven't, you need to dispute or send one of our letters. You need to show the court, and we do, I tried to resolve it. The courts are kind of crazy and hypocritical. They want you to resolve it before you get to court. But if everybody resolved the issues before they went to court, there wouldn't be no court. Okay, go figure. The next thing you want to do in California is ask for the money. That makes sense. You have to show the court, I asked. So everyone go out tomorrow. If you're going to do this and work with us, go get you a book, invoice book. Doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest, none of that. Invoice book where you send out to Bank of America, whoever you're dealing with, invoice them. If you're in a state that asks for $20,000, I would invoice them for $20,000. In your state, if it's $7,000, I would invoice them for $7,000. They're not going to pay you, but you want to show the court in California that in order for us to go to court, we have to meet these requirements. Okay? There's one more to slip in my brain that'll pop in. So we have to show that we try to resolve it. We sent them a bill. We asked for the money, so we don't have to go to court, and that you have been hurt, harmed, or damaged by Bank of America's actions. So I don't want to pick on them. Let's say Target. If Target is reporting something negative on my credit report, and if I get turned down for a car loan, wherever, Victoria's Secret, because of what they reported, they hurt, harm, and damage you. That's your harm. That's your paycheck, your turn down letters. If you have one, add it as your exhibit. If you have 12, add them as your exhibit. And if it was me, I don't tell people what to do. If it was me, I would probably apply for an American Express card and hope I got turned down if I'm going to work this program. That's proof. If you're going to sue anybody in your report, You've been hurt by their actions, directly by their actions. No one can hurt you without being held responsible. You're going to hold Bank of America responsible. Number one, they're violating you. Number one, it's not accurate. Number two, they can't prove it or it hasn't been proven. And then number three, they hurt you in the process. Pick your battles. Be wise. This is the tricky part. If you have debt collectors on your credit report, you want to make sure, if I had 2 debt collectors and 8 other negatives, I'm suing the other first. Because if you sue that debt collector, guess what? What do they do to us? He's going to be suing you. Now, here's the caveat. Here's the good part. If I have a debt collection in my credit report and they're saying I owe them $12,000, I probably don't want to sue them, or you probably want to get in touch with me and Tad, because in California, if it's $12,000 and, I'm talking, if you got something really stupid, because some of these guys are really stupid. I got 2 clients right now. They're getting, they got collections on the report for $700 or $800. So if I can sue them for $12,000 and I owe them, I supposedly, allegedly owe them $800, you want to make that debt collection, you want to make that collection account on your credit report go away? Okay, be smart about what you're doing.
So in other words, sue them for more than what they could sue you for.
Absolutely. You were asking for the maximum, $12,000. How have they been hurt? $800, $1,200, $2,000. You're controlling your own financial credit destiny. The first thing you want, I presume everybody in this line, get rid of the negative red mark. A win is a win. Sometimes a win, pick your battles. We had a little glitch in Texas. We sued First Premier. First Premier, we're not lawyers, and they know that. They hate you. They don't want to talk to us. They went to Harvard. I went to high school. They don't want to talk to me. And then we're going to sucker you. So they kind of had us in a pickle with a associate I had in Texas. And so we said, okay. They didn't want to give us, so we said, okay, just take the 2 negatives off and no monetary warning. The 2 negatives came off. Their scores jumped 80 points. Now we have other people we can go pick on. That's a win. Instead of battling, dragging this thing out, you want to get back. I'm putting it out. I presume everyone wants to get back into a pristine credit position. But pick your battles. If you haven't done this before, write the agencies first. That's what Congress does. If you've already done that, because these attorneys, some of them, the ones I've gone up against, most of them are pretty stupid. They don't know what you just learned. You're training them. But and a couple have been pretty sharp. But they can easily say, if you're suing them, where's your letter to the agencies? And if you haven't written the agencies to trigger your consumer rights, so far not one has asked for that. But you need to understand that's what Congress said to do. Congress said you're an individual consumer. Congress said there's a consumer report and a credit report. You identify who you are. Congress said write the agencies. Let's write the agencies with your complaint. You can dispute it. I suggest you use one of our letters because that's the basis of your lawsuit. And small claims, to make it Trump tight, you write them 3 times. I don't think you have to do that. Write them 1 time. Dispute them. And what I do, I write the agency and the lender at the same time. I cover both bases. When you write them, make sure you send a certified return receipt because that's proof you tried to. We want to prove it to the court. We want to make it so airtight these clowns can't breathe. They can only try to settle with you. If they open up negotiations, you want to be nice to them, as nice as you can. You're trying to get something from them. You're trying to end this thing without going to court, without getting to a drag-out battle. Be nice to them. Thank them. Send them happy faces or something. I don't know. But we're trying to get something accomplished without writing back and forth to the agencies 100 times and without having to get up, take a day off of work, leave your house, whatever, and go down to a dingy court. Anything you want to put in?
Questions?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's do that. If something else pops up, I'll let them know.
Okay, cool. So that language right away for filing these lawsuits. Now, each action can have a lawsuit attached to it. So, how often can I just file these, down the line? Because like when I write to the company, can I write on transaction history? Can I write on balance? Can I write on the account itself? So that's 3 separate issues. So can I bring up those 3 separate suits?
Congress says you can sue for certain things. None of those issues, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying what Congress said. I'm telling you why you can sue and get results. You can sue them for violating your rights to privacy. And I've got at least 15 to 20 documents between the FCRA and California that supports that. Now, the other actions, you can sue for anything. You can sue for a ham sandwich. You can, I think you're wasting your time if you were to ask me. I think you should sue for where you're going to get remedy if you're looking to clean your report. And now, if they violated with you, which they have violated you 100 times, Congress says your remedy is to sue. So, yes, you can bring those other issues up, but why would you? I don't care if they're reporting what they think is accurate. I don't care if they say I owe $8,000 if I ate $8. I could care less. All I know, you don't have the right to report it unless I agree to it. And then even if I agree to it, Congress still gives them hoops they have to jump over. Just because I say I agree to it doesn't mean they're still not obligated to do what Congress tells them. They got to give me a 30-day notice. They can only report to an affiliated corporation. Oh, yeah. And anything you put in there is hearsay. It's not admissible in court. Everyone should write down hearsay and look at your hearsay laws in your state. These are things they cannot get around. I don't care what the other side tells you. They lie.
Right. So, and that's the thing. So in terms of the remedy that you have seen, now, will they continue to collect on the amount after you go through this administration process and hopefully settle outside of court?
That's something you now have leverage on, okay? And you can do it it depends on how you do it. Now, let's say I owe Bank of America $8,000, and I'm suing them for putting in my report, violating. They can say, well, we'll make your $8,000 go away. If you're good with that, then by all means. But if it's me and I know how to deal with these clowns in court, I would say no. I don't care about that. I want an $8,000 check. And if you want to come and try to sue me and get that other $8,000, so you pick your battles. You can you want them to open up negotiations. Then everything's on the table. But understand, now you're playing ball, and you're not doing that when you write them a dispute letter. I dispute. What the hell? Come on. How many people have been successfully writing a dispute letter?
All right. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. I was just really wanting to know on that leverage of getting the remedy.
Do that.
And then
I'm trying to get your remedy the quickest, simplest way I know and the most powerful. Congress alone has put 5 different acts to protect your right to privacy. The Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. Somebody might want to write that down. Gramm-Leach-Bliley. The Frank Dodd Act. The 1974 Privacy Act. The FERPA, FERPA Act. Oh, yeah. the FACTA, F-A-C-T-A Act. They've given you 5 acts of Congress, and I'm going to sue them on what? This is $3 off or something? Which ones? And then look at your states. The states, most of your states do not have consumer privacy laws, or they're weaker than water. But they're coming to the table, and in the last 18 months, you had at least 6 states implement other laws that go along with Congress to say your right to privacy is pretty important. And I think so. I think it's just common sense. I don't think it's rocket science.
Yep.
All right, so
Thank you very much.
We got some more people waiting. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't do that. 317 area code, your phone just unmuted. Go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering, one of the places that is on mine is for like an eviction. And so it went from the company itself to the attorney's office. So when I send the letters out, because it's a substantial amount, like $13,000 or something like that. When you're doing the diligence of sending the letters out prior to, I guess, trying to open the case, do you have any recommendations for when it's like an attorney's office as the collection agency versus like, you know, the typical commercial collection agency?
Okay. That's a good question. If they're sent it to an attorney/debt collector, you have no worries. Today we had a lady going into court against a debt collector, called us at the last minute. We put together paperwork. The debt collector didn't even bother to show up in court. If it's an attorney, has the attorney contacted you?
It's Hunter Warfield. They used to. They haven't
contacted you.
Not recently.
Okay. How do you know it's them? It's in your credit report?
Yeah.
Okay. And what? Okay. I'm gonna recommend you find out how. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. When I try to apply for a place to live, that comes up and it's an automatic denial.
Absolutely. Okay. What state are you in? Can I ask?
Indiana.
Okay. I would get on the computer and see what's the small claims limit.
$10,000.
Okay. And they allegedly owe $13,000. I would, if it was me, I'd sue them in small claims court for $10,000. If you can prove damage, if you can prove you got turned down for that or anything else because of that, and we can do it. If it's in your report, that's what you. If it's Bank of America, you blame Bank of America. If it's Harper or whoever, you blame them for being turned down because they have no authority. They have no authority. It's a game. This is a maze. Have no authority. It's a game. It's how they trick us. They didn't teach us this in second grade. They should have. So if it went to that, you sue them.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't stress that one all. I wouldn't stress. You just need to get it done quickly so you can get shelter. I got a lady like that right now. We've already sued for her. Yeah, I can say that. We sued Santander. If you have Santander, a predatory lender who was sued by 34 states, they're a garbage company. They preyed on the inner city communities. You want to...
Literally, that's who my car loan was through. I'm literally doing... Yes. That's
okay, you want to make sure you have your contract.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you. You'll be fine. You need to get in there. See how long it takes to get into court.
714 area code. Go ahead.
Hey, this is Blair. I have a question. A couple of days ago, my brother had, I guess, negotiated with a debt collector to pay off an old credit card. Obviously, he didn't know about this course. Anyways.
Right. Unfortunately.
And what they did is they sent a confirmation letter to his ex-wife to an address he's never lived at. No relation, no name on that number. It totally screwed him over. And his ex-wife called him and said, "What's this about?" So obviously that's a violation of the Privacy Act.
Obviously, yeah.
Is that something? I mean, I don't know how to get damages for that, or how to handle
damages,
it. Suggestions.
You get damages when you can show hurt, harm, or damage. And in the future, if everyone in this call, issues like that they're not going to be small claims issues. And so that's greater damages. And there's some little tricks and stuff. They play tricks on us. They lie to us. We play tricks on them. You got a bankruptcy, write the court. And then if you have a bankruptcy, you write in the court, you might want to put a self-addressed envelope, because a lot of them, they will not write back. So put a self-addressed envelope, make sure they will respond. Okay? That's a great, and you probably have, I would not honor that agreement. And certainly I would sue them. Find out what's the limit. What state are you in, can I ask?
California.
Oh, okay, yeah. 12,000 here. Yeah. Okay, so you can sue them for at least 12,000.
Is that something you think would be more if we went through your attorneys, or just go for it with small claims?
We don't have. Okay, that's a great question. We don't have attorneys on board yet. I am in communications with about 4 right now. That looks good, but me and Tad have been at this a while, just trying to find an attorney that's kind of like, I don't know, chasing a Martian or something. We haven't gotten it done, okay? But we're trying. If you know someone who is willing to listen to what we're saying and work with us, because in the future, issues like yours, as you say, is not a $12,000 issue. That's theft. That's deception. Every state has laws against deceiving business practices, false and misleading, knowingly, willfully. Every state. So when you do your complaints, that's how you want to lead. The biggest problem we've had so far in this lawsuit is what they do, and we found out this is a standard business practice for these jackasses. I file in a small claims court, they take it and remove it to a higher court. Now it becomes a complicated legal issue. Then they ask the court to dismiss it. Okay, That's the biggest problem we've had so far. So we figured it out. We now know how to keep it in. They make it where they can't move, and if they try to move it, we can oppose it and keep it. We want them on the clock. I don't want to be dealing with one issue for 6 months, and that's one of the reasons with the lady I was telling about down in Texas. We just took the 2 negatives off. 80-point jump in her score. Okay, now she's got 10 other lawsuits ahead of her. So yes, you want some immediate relief, then go to small claims. If you don't, you want a bigger issue, we will. I don't know when I'm going to have an attorney at bay. My goal is to have one in every state. So if you have these glitches, yes, turn them into a money-making machine.
Okay. All right. I deal with Tad a lot, so on IRS stuff. So I'll and I may have a attorney. So I'll don't laugh. It's working out good so far.
Well, let me know about that. All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right. Good luck to you.
Question 570, Lisa.
Hey, Tad. What's up?
Thank you for joining. Did you get your password?
What do you mean my password? My code.
You joined up tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I got it. Okay. All right. Now all these what do you call it? These credit things here, like the packets of them. I didn't even know there was an early warning one also that they to check out your banks, because they're mostly all banks. Because half my consumer things were like the hard inquiries were the banks. So I went and got this early warning, and then I received a check in the mail because I was doing the disputes and all that with all my letters. But I have had identity theft now since 2018. Okay, first of all, should they not have even inquired, let anybody inquire anything because my accounts were frozen? Okay? Now, I'm in Jersey, but this happened up in Pennsylvania. And the new Senate guy called me from Pennsylvania to tell me to take care of it down here in New Jersey, which I thought that was strange because I said to her, it didn't happen in New Jersey. I'm filing an identity thing in Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania. So I was like, okay, so all these reports right now, I am checking stuff that's all lies. And you know what I mean? And now once I had to go in and freeze them all again, which, that should have been done already, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, if they should have not been able to get on any of my reports. Anybody, looking into my account.
Hey, Lisa, are you on a speakerphone?
No, I don't. No. Let me see here. Why can you not hear me? No, I'm not on speakerphone.
No, we're getting
I'm on my
feedback.
iPod. Okay.
We're getting a lot of feedback, and it's hard to listen to you.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, my account was frozen since back in 2019. Okay, so all these inquiries and everything else. Now they said they should have been frozen on each individual account. Okay. Now I didn't know there was an early warning credit bureau too. I guess that just does the banks and stuff because I was having trouble with a bank, and I go to find out that this bank was on my early warning, which, like I said, I didn't even know there was. The gentleman just said there's how many credit agencies. Well, I had no idea. But again, were they not to give them any kind of information on me since my account was frozen? All my accounts were frozen from 2019 on. You know what I mean?
Okay. Question. How do you know they're frozen?
Well, because I called each individual one. I put out my paperwork, my police report. I did the identity thing through the government, through the IRS, because I lost a lot of stuff. So,
Maybe you didn't hear earlier in the call. They
no, I
lie.
Okay.
You're dealing with liars, dogs, and demons. In my own personal situation, I called Lexus about 4 years ago and told them to freeze my information. And guess what? I found it last year, not shocked. They never froze it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if you attempted to, yes. But if you've done ID stuff and police report and stuff like that, yours is a little more complicated, but you have a serious legal issue. You can wait till we get attorneys on board, or you can find counsel.
Because I'm trying to get this credit thing so I could do my business credit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
I don't want this negativity on, and that's all it is because it ain't mine. Half of this is not my.
You have your police report and stuff like that. If you apply for a loan, they shouldn't look at it. Now, whether they will, by law, they're not supposed to look at it. Okay.
Right.
All right. But you have.
All right. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You do have legal issues, and you can get remedy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and on the few that I do have, it says here the account is scheduled to continue on record until like 2027, 2028. What is that?
Who's reporting it?
It's a credit collection service. I think it got sold.
Are you going to sue them?
Okay. Am I going to sue them?
Your remedy right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just joined the website. Just click
something
on
that works.
cash on.
Didn't work.
Okay.
You don't have to spend thousands of dollars for it.
So
go ahead.
Through the course. Go through the course at the website.
All right.
You just signed up for it. Click on it. Read everything, and then get started.
Okay. So my dispute letters and it doesn't mean shit. Excuse me. That doesn't mean anything that I'm sending these out.
If you've already written them and you can show the court that you tried to remedy, you're good.
Right. Yeah, and the CBF thing. I put that through electronically.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And you take
Okay. Well, then I got a thing. Yeah. Then I got a card from TransUnion saying we added a fraud alert to your request. And I'm thinking to myself, hello, this fraud request should have been back in 2019. So they just dropped the ball there too. You know what I'm saying?
I would start picking them off one by one.
Okay.
You have
right.
your remedy, young lady. It might not happen in 90 days, depending on what's on your report. You do have your remedy.
Right.
Do 1 month, 2 a month, whatever you're comfortable with. You have your remedy. You have
right.
the right
Okay.
to privacy, whether they're
Right.
honoring that or not.
I was just going to audit them, all of them. I was going to say, here, just audit them, get my money, shut them down.
Yeah.
But I don't want to opt out on everything either, correct? We just need one credit agency, right? I think.
If you look, in the world we're living in, we need credit. We need credit.
Right.
Emergency
Right.
things happen. Why do you want to? You don't want to. You just want your credit to be good. That's all.
Right. Okay.
So you have a simple remedy. This
Okay.
isn't a 12-hour call. This isn't go to the law library and
Okay.
providing your right to privacy. How hard is that?
No, it's not hard at all. But like I said, they're sending me different things I don't get, like these cards and stuff like that. Well, what does this mean?
We'll mention that later.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
All right, Tad. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, honey. Bye-bye. Bye.
That's not what I wanted either. Okay, so you guys, thank you very much for joining tonight. Okay, anyway, so you guys, thank you very much for joining. This is a powerful course. It's going to help change the lives of a lot of people. It could change your life, clean up your credit report, get you access to credit, and possibly put some money in your pocket at the same time. So if you would, go to youhavetheright.com, sign up, go through the course, and we will be doing support calls along with it to help you through. So, Donnie, appreciate it as always.
Sure.
Thank you very much. And you guys,
right.
we will have other calls, and we'll talk to you then. Thank you, and good night.
Okay.